Hello everybody, I'm Mark Hall. Welcome to another exciting edition of the iHigh Sports Show, the Kentucky version, right here on the iHigh Sports Video Network. We've got a lot to get into, so let's jump right in it as we're going to cover some boys highlights from the past few days. Starting with Scott County and Bryan Station on February the 8th. Bryan Station was without two starters on this night as Courtney Embry and Montel Jones had toe injuries. But Bryan Station battled through it and took the number one team down to the wire, as they showed that they're going to be great contenders come postseason, not only the district and region, but in the state. It was 63-63 in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, with under a minute left, when Matt Walls hit a floater in the lane to put Scott County up 2. And on the very next possession for Bryan Station, Bud Mackey knocked the ball away, and Jimmy Warren picked up the loose ball and went in uncontested to put the Cardinals up 4, 67-63. After a Kobe Burnett jumper by Bryan Station cut the lead back to 2, Walls stepped up and hit 2 free throws to seal the win for Scott County, 69-65. Bryan Station led 22-14 at the end, late in the second quarter, before Scott County went on an 11-0 run to lead 27-24 at the half. And from that point on, it was back and forth each way, with Scott County finally pulling out the victory. Matt Walls led Scott County with 23 points, 18 of those in the second half. But Mackey scored 16. Cameron Hunley a good night with 12 points, and Jimmy Warren 10 points and 6 rebounds to help the Cardinals to the win. Stephon Lewis recorded a double-double on this night with 18 points and 12 rebounds to lead Bryan Station. Shelvin Mack 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And Terrell Combs came off the bench to score 13 points. Also, Jerron Jones 10 points and 9 rebounds for Bryan Station. These two teams could meet again at least 2 more times in the district and region, and one of these teams could very well walk away with a regional crown. Also on February the 8th, the 11th ranked team in the state, the Tates Creek Commodores, used a 31-13 run to whip city and district rival Paul Lawrence Dunbar 80-46. Tates Creek led 30-20 at the break, before that third quarter onslaught put the game away. Michael Sparks and Mike Spalding each scored 15 points to lead the Commodores. Tates Creek also had 22 assists as a team on this night. Great win for Tates Creek. On February the 9th, the Scott County Cardinals were back in action as they visited the Henry Clay Blue Devils in another big district matchup. The Cardinals had a much easier time on this night as they put away Henry Clay 90-65 with a big second half. Matt Walls once again led Scott County with 25 points, and Bud Mackey on 5 3-pointers earned his way to 19 points on this night. Jordan Lee also scored 18 in the win for Scott County. Victor Moses led Henry Clay with 23 points in the loss. On February 10th, on the third night in a row for the Scott County Cardinals, they were in action hosting another district foe, this time in the Sayre Spartans. And the Spartans hung tough in this one against the number one team in Kentucky, only trailing by 1 point heading into the final quarter, 43-42. But the Cardinals flexed their muscles in that final frame and put away the Spartans for a tough 70-58 win. Mackey this time led Scott County with 28 points, leading all scores, while Matt Walls had 15, the only 2 double-figure scores for Scott County. Smith, Lloyd, and Cunningham, the law firm for the Sayre Spartans, had 24, 14, and 11 respectively in the loss. Number 3, Mason County in action on this night as well, February the 10th, as they visited number 18 Clark County for a big 10th region battle. And the Cardinals on this night, for at least a half, looked like the better team as they led 40-30 at the break. But the Royals used some tough defense in the second half, holding Clark County to just 4 of 21 shooting in that second half, and went away with a 62-54 road win. Darius Miller had 26 points and 14 rebounds, a great double-double for him on this night to lead all scorers. Middleton and Setti had 14 and 11 respectively for the Royals. Preston Knowles led Clark County with 23 points on this night, and Tristan Jones added 13 for Clark County. Number 22, Bishop Brossard back in action after their All-A championship, hosting a familiar foe, as they had a rematch with their first-round matchup in the All-A against Newport Central Catholic. And the Thoroughbreds gave them all they wanted. Another tough matchup for Bishop Brossard. Much tougher time than they had in the first round of the All-A, as Brossard trailed 19-9 in the first quarter before rallying to tie things up at the half. And they also trailed again in the third quarter before rallying to come back and take a short lead. And with 22 seconds left, Josh Kidney stole a pass that was intended for a Newport player. And as they was going out of bounds, called a timeout. And that set up some heroics by Jimmy Ubel, who got fouled on a drive to the basket with only 2 seconds left. Ubel stepped to the line and drained both free throws and gave Brossard the 46-45 win. In the victory, Ubel had 14 points on the night. Troy Cooper had 10, and Brian Niemeyer 9 for Bishop Brossard. Back in action on February the 13th. More great boys basketball action. The 6th-ranked Lexington Catholic Knights traveling up I-64 to Winchester to take on the 18th-ranked Clark County Cardinals. And this was a good battle until the end of the third quarter and through most of the fourth quarter. 41-39 score going towards the end of the third quarter when Taylor Stewart takes a baseline drive and slams it home to end the quarter. And that ignited a spark as Lexington Catholic used some old Danny Haney basketball and scored the first 21 points of that final frame to win going away 69-64. George Smart led the Knights with 21 points on this evening. Stewart pumped in 20, and Nathan Novaso added 16. Clark County's leading scorer, Preston Knowles, was held to just 8 points on the night. He came in averaging well over 20. Christian Jones led Clark County with a double-double of 10 points and 11 rebounds. And Robel Rogers added 8 points for Clark County. Lexington Catholic now 19-8 on the season. Clark County fell to 19-6. Number 11, Tates Creek, down 11 points in the fourth quarter, rallied to beat host Franklin County 74-67. 5 straight Flyer possessions resulted in 5 straight steals for Tates Creek. And that led to the rally and the win for the Commodores. Sparks led the way for Tates Creek with 23 points, 15 of those coming from the free throw line. Watkins and Spalding each had 12 and 11, respectively, for Tates Creek. Number 4, Bryant Station never trailed as they hosted Lafayette, blitzing the Generals, their city rivals, 95-60. Jerron Jones, a big night on this one, 18 points and 19 rebounds. Sheldon Mack, another great night, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. And Stephon Lewis, the leading scorer for the defenders, 16 points in his victory. Sanford and Lane Fells paced the Generals with 12 and 11. Defenders now 18-6 on the season. And 2 previously ranked teams, Henry Clay and Dunbar, had a nip-and-tuck affair on this night. But it was the Blue Devils who prevailed over the Bulldogs 66-59. Victor Moses led Henry Clay with 18, while Aaron Boyd chipped in with 17. Nick Hudson led all scorers for the Dunbar Bulldogs with 24 points. Henry Clay now 13-12 on the year. Dunbar 10-12 on the season. As on the highlights right now, we have for some boys action. Be sure to tune in for girls coming up here in just a little bit. I'm Mark Hall saying so long, everybody, for iHigh Sports.